Hello, everybody. Oh, that's not my Hi, Jamie here. All right, so we're on study group right now, and because we were walking through the 2022 mentorship, Home Depot has a great example of the 2022 YouTube model on the monthly, weekly, and daily chart. So I am about to walk through that so people could just see how it happens on a higher time frame. And we came to this because Dr. D had asked, something about, does it show up every day on the daily chart? And the answer is no. I mean, it might show up on a chart somewhere, but on a chart, like just one chart, no, it won't, because you got to wait a couple days, in this case, months, for it to set up. But here it is. So the first thing we look for is a stop rate. So basically a stop rate is, there were people who were in long positions here and they had their stop losses here. So when price came down here and ran these lows right here, these people were stopped out of their long positions. So this is what's called a stop rate on a monthly chart. Then we want to look for a market structure shift, because obviously price was going down, down, down. We want confirmation that price is going to go up, up, up. So we're looking for a market structure shift. So right here, we would be looking for this high right here to get broken. So once you have your, like when price is coming down here, you can set an alert, put an alert here, alert me when we get the stops rated. Boom, you get your alert. Then you can be like, put an alert here, alert me when this high is broken. So as soon as it came through here, you'll get an alert. Okay, boom. Then you got your market structure shift. Then you're waiting basically 1, 2, 3, 4 months, 5 months for it to come into your fair value gap. On the monthly chart. That's the 2022 YouTube model. Like, this is like the most beautiful thing you ever want to see in your life right here. Period. So does everybody understand, like, I'm going to go from the weekly down to the daily to show you this, but does everybody understand this right here? Does anybody have any questions?
No, that's good. Very clear.
No, that was good.
Okay. So that is our monthly. Now I'm going to do, oops. So we got our monthly, and I'm gonna turn that off now. But then, like, once I get them all, we'll put them all together, and it's gonna be like, but hopefully we can see like some kind of confluence, So that's the monthly. Then on the weekly, let me see if I can find it over here. So I think the one that I was, because this is still the same stop rate. So let's just look at this. This is a stop rate. Oops. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I want a bullish stop rate. Okay. So that's a stop rate. And then you have like all of these fair value gaps in here. So you got this one right here. You got this one right here. So if I was looking at this, I might be like, okay, I like these, but I want to get into a fair value gap that's in a discount. So then that's when you put your fib on right here. Let's not forget our market structure shift, right? We're looking for price to close above there. So price goes up and then it comes back down, and basically it comes to 50% of this fair value gap, which he calls consequent encroachment, right? So boom, that's your entry in a discount. Bertifer. That's the weekly. So again, it's like when price is coming down here, have an alert here, your alert gets triggered. You're like, okay, I'm on alert. And then you're like, where's a short-term high that I need to see displacement? Is right here. So as price is climbing up, you don't even have to check it because this is a weekly chart. So this is weeks for this chart, this trade to play out. But as soon as your alert goes off here, you might be like, oh my God, I forgot I had an alert on Home Depot. I got a market structure shift. Now, like you could use this fair value. See how it came into the fair value gap right here? You can actually use that as an entry because that's exactly what you want, right? So it just came into this fair value gap, and then for the purposes of this trade, basically it targeted this volume imbalance here, and then it looks like there's a little baby volume imbalance right there. But then basically, you know, if you miss that, then it just came back into the same, you know, a lower fair value gap and a discount, and you can take that trade too, clearly. So that is that. But then check this out over here. I'm just repurpose this, and I don't know if we're gonna see them all at the same time. Y'all let me know if you need to see them all at the same time or if it's just good enough. So you see you got this low right here. That's a stop rate. Then you're like, oh, I got a short-term high. Let me see if I get a displacement. Short-term high, displacement comes back into the what? What? Fair value gap. Boom. So you get in here in July, you're like, oh my God, it's coming down. Oh my God, it's going against me. But you're like, okay, I got an order block right there. No problem. Then it, you know, pushes up, comes back to this order block, which is also a propulsion block, and comes in there and it's like zoom, 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 and a boom, boom. That's on the weekly chart. So I'll save that one. Let's save that one. Anybody got any questions on those two so far? All right. So this is weekly. Boom. Now is where the magic happens. Daily chart. Baby girl. Over here, over here, you had stops there. Right there. Then you have like a little short-term high here, and it displaced up above that, gave you a fair value gap. Dug deep in that bad boy and took off, right? So you can have your short-term high there. You know, some people might even have it up here. But even if you did, like with fair value gaps up in here, I might be a little careful because, you know, we want to, whenever possible, buy in a discount. So you want to wait for it to drop down into this one. And then it goes, you know, it takes off. So that's one, but then you got this sitting over here. Stop rate, short-term high, fair value gap, entry. And you know, you can enter on here when it hits, you know, 50%, you know. Leaves, comes back, stop rate, gets everybody out of their long positions. Gone. Bye. That's it. So, you know, you saw two models on the weekly chart, two on the daily, one on the monthly. Weekly. you know, so even when you're, what is that? Is that the weekly one? Let me do this. Let me do this. Like, even when you're getting in on this first fair value gap right here, you can know that it's inside of a weekly fair value gap. So that can give you like some extra support and confidence that it's good to take, you know? Right here, this is a weekly fair value gap and it's supported by a monthly fair value gap. See that?
Jamie, I just wanted to interject, like when you said it came back and ran people out of the trade,
Mhm.
would you have the confidence to hold on knowing that it has to go back up? Right.
If
Would that
you
be
under, if
that
you
way?
under, if
Hmm.
we understand that this is simply a stop rate, like price up right here, price closed here, it gapped down here. If you know that this is a stop rate, of course they want people out of their trades. You know what I mean? Like, get out so I can run it up. So I would like to think that I would have the confidence, or even if, let's say I got in here, even when it like was here and then it gapped down the next day, I'm not really worried about it because I know we're sitting inside of a weekly fair value gap. You know, I know like when it pulls down here, it has a order block right here, and it has a, what is this?
Inversion.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's like you got a lot of support.
Mhm.
But a lot of times that's what happens. Like, you know, we would get in, it'll take our distal plus 20% of the ATR, stop us out the trade. And we're like, oh, damn, I can't do it again. You know what I mean? And that is just like, yeah, all we needed to do was run you out so we could run it up,
Mhm.
you know? Yeah. So that was, you know, that was great. This is a great trade. And I actually looked at it at one of the times, but the options, I think I didn't like the spreads or something. And I was like, yeah, I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, big bet aspects.
Yeah. And they might have been fine, but just from what I'm used to seeing, like if I'm trading, you know, SPX or something like that, it's just like it's not, it wasn't as wide. The ones I was looking at, you know, for
So Home Depot is on. If you said SPX, that's the Dow, right? Am I right? I
no,
mean the S&P, the S&P.
yeah.
So you're saying Home Depot is on the S&P?
It's traded on the New York Stock Exchange, but I'm just talking about as it relates to what I'm used to seeing with the spreads trading
Oh,
options.
from
That's all.
SPY. I mean from SPX. Okay.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions on the model itself? Was that helpful? Does it useful? Make sense?
No, this is great. Thank you.
Yeah.
So these are trades that are sitting in our face, but we just gotta look for them. This is incredible.
Exactly.
Like the one on Tesla is like, well, where was I'm sitting there like, you
Exactly.
found that, and it's like, what? It's
It's
amazing.
ridiculous. I mean, and it went straight. It's set up. It was such a great trade, straight to liquidity.
Mm, 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 mm.
Since we're here, because I don't think I did this for the recording, right? Here it is. So that's why I'm like in the chat, we need to be like, okay, got to stop rate on Tesla. Okay, boom. It has a short-term high. We need a displacement. Okay, I'll let y'all know when it's market structure shift. Okay, you know what I mean? And then when it gives a fair value gap, it has a fair value gap. Trade at your own risk, you know. But here, the stop rate, relative equal highs, displacement, fair value gap, came back in, gone. Bye. Good night. Have a good day. Have a good day. I love it.
Yeah, you caught one on Boeing, and me and Tina got in on that Boeing one today.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Let's look at that. So that was 87 points on Tesla. Good night. Boeing. Here it is. So stop rate, right? We had some stops there, opened up, ran them out, had a short-term high in the mix already, displacement up, market structure shift, fair value gap, and volume imbalance. Opened up here, ran straight down into it, and this is what did you get in at the gap when we were talking about it? Was that where it was?
No,
Or
I got in at CE of that fair value gap.
this one here?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Opportunity tomorrow if it gaps down to get in.
Yeah. Yeah. And there it is, just like that. Now, what's tricky is here is the model. So just be mindful and manage your risk. What is this? What is this?
Liquid.
We don't care.
Oh.
We don't care about that, Jamie. We don't care about that.
No, we
Oh,
don't.
bearish.
Don't, because that's what we don't need. You know what I mean? You know, even if you can catch it up to the consequent encroachment up here, you know what I mean? Or maybe the gap fill or something, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah. But there was another one over here that we took a while back. I think Mariah took this trade. I got in it and got out, and as soon as I got out, the sucker went up. I said, "You dirty dog." It was somewhere in here.
I did take one, and that was my only little trade that worked out so far.
Oh, good. There you go. See? See there? Yeah. Anybody got any questions? It might have been here. Like we ran these stops up here. I like them when they're like nice and close like that. But we ran the stops, short-term high, displacement, came in, probably got a fair value gap, and then was like, man, I'm getting out. I think it was like right around in here. I can't even remember. But then I looked back at the chart and it came and took this high. I said, I'll take it. Gone it. All right. Anybody got any questions or anything before we turn out the lights and light a candle?
Yeah, Jamie, I have a question.
Yep. Is it on the
I'm
2020
new.
YouTube model?
Yes, it's a general question. I'm new to the group and I'm just going over the 2022 mentorship and I'm just watching the videos, and I wanted to know, would it be beneficial to come to the live trading call if I haven't finished all the videos?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
At least you can listen, and you know, a lot of times like we're trying to figure it out. Let me see. I think that's a general question. I could stop recording. Does anybody else have any questions on the models? And then I can talk to Sonia about that. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording. Thank you very much and have a nice day.